Dudes, dudettes, what's going on? This is Becker, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I got a $10 million return on a $6,000 investment and show you how to invest your money the same way to get the same results. It's going to become abundantly clear, and if you're just starting off or you're making money now or you're not even doing anything, you're going to know exactly how I did this by the end of the video, so stay tuned. Okay, kiddos, and the few older people that are watching this channel. I looked at the YouTube channel analytics, and I think my audience is 98% boys from the age of 15, which that sounds really creepy. Good way, Alex. But from the age of 15 to like 28. So basically, we're like running a frat house here. Awesome. But what I'm going to show you today is what I talked about at the beginning, how I turned $6,000 into $10 million and the way I invested it. On Instagram, I get questions all the time. By the way, you can follow me on my Instagram right here. Then subscribe to this channel and my Snapchat. I answer the questions on Snapchat and do multiple videos a week answering the questions on this channel. So if you're an entrepreneur or someone who wants to start a business, check it out. Or if you just like car videos and stuff, you can do that too. So all the time I get people ask me, what should I invest in if I'm making money? If I'm starting out, how should I invest my money? And this is a huge mistake, and it leads to a lot of mistakes and people not hitting their potential. So I'm going to tell you a story to explain this. If you go and look up Tony Hsieh, I totally probably mispronounced his last name right here, but this is the guy who founded Zappos and later sold it for, I believe, around $1 billion, and what it took and what investments he made to get there. Now, it's also going to show you how you're going to get screwed if you do what he did in the beginning. So when he sold one of his first businesses, I believe they sold it for about $250 million. These numbers can be a little bit up and down. I haven't done my research on him in a while, but he did have a good book called Delivering Happiness, which you can check out, where he explains a lot of this stuff as well. But he sold his first company for around $250 million, and I think his share of it was somewhere between like 30 and 60 million. Anyways, he had a ton of money to invest, okay? And he did what I think the number one mistake that a lot of people do when they're starting businesses and finally make money when it comes to investing it. He started trying to invest. He started kind of a VC firm, venture capital, where basically you invest in startup businesses in Silicon Valley and just all over the world, basically, and he lost almost all of his money. But what happened with all of his investments is he lost all of his money in it, okay? In fact, it came down to it. There was only one business that had potential, and that was Zappos, out of all of them. Now, the thing is, Zappos was constantly on the verge of closing, constantly on the verge of him losing all of his money on that business. And the reason it got like that, because he lost all of his money on the other businesses and got to the point where Zappos was taking up so much money that he had to sell this massive apartment he had. He actually was just like living at the office for a while, and everybody was just living on breadcrumbs. And this went on for years. Zappos was not profitable or making a lot of money for years and years, and it, in fact, took up a ton of money, a ton of time. But at the end of the day, what happened when he sold everything, he had to get all of his money to put into this company. That company took off and was later valued at $1 billion and built or bought by Amazon. Now, what does that tell you? What should he have done from the get-go? When he started, when he had all this first money to invest, instead of going investing in a ton of businesses he didn't quite understand, he didn't understand how to invest, he should have, just from the get-go, invested it in himself and the company Zappos. That way they would have never ran out of funds. It would have been very easy to scale the company because he would not have had to go and sell stuff and get to that point. And this leads me to my point. If you don't know what you're doing investing-wise, don't do it. What you should do when you start making money and you want to go start investing and stuff, find a mentor who's very good at investing and do some small deals first. Go out there and actually prove that when you bet on something you can win, because most of the time when you first get started, you're going to lose all your money. The thing that a lot of people don't know about me is I just had some very, very wealthy members in my family originally, and they lost all their money because they invested without knowing how to invest. Now they have no money. So that's just a lesson I learned from that. It's something I've taken to heart, that I'm never going to invest in something unless I understand it. Now, if you have money, one of the best ways to get a massive investment, like I have, is investing in yourself. When I first got out of the Air Force, what happened is I had about $6,000 saved up. A lot of people might think that's a good chunk of money, but it basically gave me about 6 months of time to create my first business and invest a little bit into it. From that $6,000, I've sold over $10 million worth of stuff online, and you can see the investment right there. You're never going to see some investment in Silicon Valley except for like the unicorns like Uber and stuff like that, where a person invests $6,000 and gets a $10 million return. And in fact, that investment is still paying to this day. Maybe in the future that will turn into 100, 200 million, $1 billion if I can bust my butt well enough because I invested in myself. Now, where I get the most massive returns investment-wise, it's not investing in real estate. Not investing in stocks and stuff like that. It's not going and playing Silicon Valley, whack-a-mole, roulette on companies. I invest in myself. The only person you can truly count on to always get your return on your investment is you. Okay, sometimes your companies will fail, but you're going to see much higher return from those companies. For example, when I start a lot of software companies, I already have a following. I already know how to sell them. And I can go on and invest about $30,000 in a software that makes me about $50,000 per month in its first month, and it makes me $50,000 per month for the rest of the year. That's a massive return. So, moral of this video, moral of the story, if you're starting out and you already have money, don't try and play the investment game right away. A lot of people might crucify me for saying this and invest in assets and do all this kind of stuff. Find out how to invest wisely and do small deals first so that you know what you're doing. Don't go and invest and make some big, bet on some company that you don't understand. Don't go in the markets that you don't understand. Don't go and invest money just because other people are doing it. Find out how to be successful with that. And then when you are finally successful and winning a lot more than you lose, that's when you can start investing money into it. Learn the trade of being an investor before you go and blow all your money in it. It's just like anything else in life, okay? If you were wanting to learn to ski, don't go get on the black slopes right away. And don't force yourself to do that if you already have an investment area that is working for you, aka investing in yourself. So if you're just getting started, what I suggest you're doing is try and build your personal wealth by investing in yourself and your businesses. That's where you're gonna see the highest return. Sure, you still can fail, but all the other businesses you're investing in can fail too, but you don't have any say in that. The money's gone once you're in it. You have to wait for that to come back. So invest in yourself. You can turn that $6,000 into $10 million. And invest also into cash flow companies. They're companies that do not take you a lot of money to start up, but have a very high cash flow. Examples of this are consulting. A lot of the online direct PPC, CPA offers online where you're going and sending traffic and making a 5x return up front, and there's no hard costs associated with it except for the ads that you're running. Look into stuff like that. There's a lot of examples of that on the channel. So that is the answer to that question. Didn't crack too many jokes or say fuck too many times in this video, but I will make some more funny videos this week. I just wanted to really answer this question and nip it in the butt. So if you like this kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe to this channel below the video. Right here, there's a little link. It's huge. It's going to blow your mind, and we give away a lot of cool stuff and do funny videos too, maybe. Anyways, so on top of that, if you want to ask me questions directly, follow me on Instagram, ask me questions there, and then go and follow me on Snapchat, and I'll be answering the questions there as well. So that all being said, this has been Alex Becker, and I don't have anything else to say. See you in the next video.